Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Justine and I'm a pet sitter. Right now, I'm currently at one of my clients' houses, but wait, I think I'm a little too far. I just wanted y'all to see how at peace the pets are. Okay, we have Jackie over here chilling. Okay, and we have Boko over here to the left of me chilling some more. They're both kind of snoring, so hopefully you don't hear that too much in the video. But I'm gonna get a little closer so we can have a little conversation. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I think that's a little better. I think you can see me, but I think you can also see them in the background. But most importantly, welcome to my channel. This is my first pet sitting experience in the sitter's home where I'm staying overnight. So I wanted to document this experience because this is kind of like a rare thing. I do get a lot of walk clients, a lot of boarding where the pets stay at my house, whether it's cats or dogs. But this is definitely a different experience, but I'm super happy and I want to share it with you guys. So if you're new here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like pet content. And if you're interested in seeing my life as a pet sitter, I think this is a very niche thing. So yeah, this is what we do behind the scenes. If you're going on vacation or if you're going out of town and you need someone to take care of your dog or your cats, I'll step in and take care of them for you. But let's do a little background on how I got started in this industry. So pretty much I started about 3-4 years ago. I'm kind of losing track at this point because life is lifing, okay? But in a good way, But I've been doing this for a few years and I really love it. I do really enjoy taking care of animals, specifically dogs and cats. I don't know if I'm super adventurous where I can see myself taking care of like lizards or any type of reptiles. Honestly, just keep them. It's okay. I really been enjoying taking care of mammals. Okay. I have a cat of my own, so it taught me a lot of discipline, but it also taught me how to be more gentle, how to be more patient. Animals can pick up on energy. So for me, I've had to work on myself in order to be a good pet parent, but also to be a good pet sitter, to be a pet caretaker, which is what I actually call myself, because it's not just sitting, it's not just boarding, it's not just the walks, it's all of it. It's administrating medicine, it's making sure that they eat on time, making sure that they're not fighting with other animals. I mean, sometimes they have their sibling rivalries and I'm walking into it not even knowing that they're playing, and sometimes they're not playing. So it's just a lot of like paying attention to their body language and seeing, because they can't talk. So just kind of seeing like what they need from you and just being present. So that's one of my biggest things, is to be present. So that's one of the things I had to work on, and those are the things that I bring to work because I'm very demure. I'm very modest. I'm very considerate. Very demure. I'm not really shy though. I just think I've became more of a calm person because of my line of work. It doesn't require me to be super uppity or performative like retail, or like if you work in an industry like finance where you have to be very analytical. Like I feel like certain industries require you to be a lot of something, and in this industry, which is why I chose it, essentially is because it allows me to be the loving spirit that I am on a daily basis, and I'm able to, transmute that energy into something good. So I'm really thankful for my godbrother who actually put me on to this, that allowed me to tap into something that's very natural to me. So like I said, pet sitting is not like boarding. Boarding is something that I usually do where the pet's parent brings them to my house and they stay at my house for however long. I think the longest that a pet stayed at my house, I pet sat 3 cats recently, and they stayed for a whole month and 3 days because their parent actually their flight got canceled. Unfortunately, that's the thing about traveling. You really never know, so you got to make sure you have that extra money or you have that extra time to spare because things happen, right? So yeah, I took care of 3 cats for a month and it was fun. Honestly, it wasn't as overwhelming as it may seem. Cats are very low maintenance, excuse me. I know a lot of people are terrified of cats, but they're actually very, very calm, very laid back. It depends on the breed, though. I will say, as I've gotten more into this industry, I've learned that different breeds have different energies, different temperaments. Also, the age changes how they move and how they act in certain environments. So I think when it comes down to it, I do enjoy boarding because I'm in the comfort of my home, but I also enjoy pet sitting because it allows me to be in different spaces and experience different environments that I may not have been able to experience. And it allows me to kind of just like be more adventurous in work. Does that make sense? Like, it's kind of like when people work at a cafe or if they work at a workspace, a WeWork, right? Where they're able to take their work and bring it elsewhere, and then they're able to see a new environment. That's kind of how I view pet sitting. So I feel like it's a very, it's a new way of working. I think work can be whatever you decide it to be, as long as your line of trade allows that, right? Some things are top secret. Like if you work in cyber security, it may not be best to work in a cafe, but I don't know. I don't work in that industry, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, just as an example, certain things you can't do in public, you can't do in different spaces. It has to be very secure. You know, we have laws and, you know, different things to protect people's information. But because we're dealing with pets, I can pretty much do it anywhere in the world, which is a blessing. So if you're thinking about doing it, definitely look into it. I use 2 different apps. I use Rover and I use Wag. I use both of them in conjunction. Unfortunately, in my area, Wag isn't as popular as Rover. I think Rover has just more of advertisement budget to get to more people, get people to know about the company. So a lot of people are on Rover more than Wag. So I do get a lot more inquiries on Rover. Rover is a really good platform for pet sitters, people that love pets and they want to take care of pets, because it allows you to kind of get into the directory that is super niche. One, like if you post on Facebook or Instagram, it's such a wide web, it's such a wide app where like you can try to advocate or like market yourself as a pet sitter or a pet caretaker, but it's not specific to that. The platform is for fashion and gaming and food and, science and all the things, right? Like it's just like this wide range of different things that are existing at once. But when you're on a platform that's specific to your niche, it allows people that are looking for that thing to find that thing. So that's the reason why I signed up. And I know a lot of people always wonder, like, do they charge you to be on the app? Well, you do get charged 15% per client. So every booking that you have, they deduct 15%. And at the end of the year, depending on how much money you made within that year, you can file for your taxes, or they'll do it for you, I believe. Don't quote me on that because I might be wrong. But I know since I haven't made $10,000 on the app, and I think that's the minimum to file for your taxes. If you haven't made $10,000 in a year, then you're really not making that much money. But it depends on how you decide to go about things. But I don't think they require you to do your taxes if you've made below that amount. Once I make that amount, I'll get back to y'all and tell y'all the tea. But for me, I'm not there yet, so I don't really know how that works. But they do take out 15%. The 15% is their service charge. They charge the parents a percentage too. I'm not exactly sure what their rate is. I'm not exactly sure if it's a percentage or if it's a flat rate, but they do charge. They charge for everything, which is why you have to charge for everything as a sitter. You have to charge for your time. You have to charge for your service. You have to charge for, if you want to implement, massages or whatever. You can definitely figure out what works best for you. But when it comes down to pricing, I say go based on what you see on the app and then work your way up. Once you get reviews, once you hit what they call star status, which puts you in the algorithm to be seen first. So with everything that you do, there's always politics, and you kind of have to play into it so that way you're able to be seen and not kind of lost in the algorithm, because that's one of the worst things. Just kind of being there, but not really being there, not being seen. So definitely advocate for yourself. When you get a booking or a client, ask them to leave a review. It's very important. I know we're in an age where like people are like, oh, reviews are not important. Reviews are important. I'm one of those kind of people where I like leaving reviews even for like a doctor's office. Like, I don't know if I'm like type A. I don't think I fall into that category, but I think it's important to give your feedback so that way the next person can know what type of experience is being given in this space. So yeah, definitely ask for those reviews because it's very important. So the last thing I want to talk about is the myth of pet sitting being easy. I think easy is, I guess, relative depending on what you think is easy. To some people, it's not easy sitting in other people's houses. Let's start there. It's not easy feeling comfortable being in different spaces. It's not easy trusting yourself, taking care of other people's pets, knowing that they're their livelihood. It's not easy. It definitely takes a certain level of confidence to be able to do certain things and to believe that you can do it. And I think it really just depends on what you value in life. I think sometimes people value structure where they have a job that they tell them, you got to clock in at this time. This is what's required of you. We have these products need to be sold. We have these projects that needs to be completed by this time, this date. I'm not one of those people. I am horrible at that level of structure. I think that level of structure can be a little limiting to my existence, but I'm not opposed to it. I just think that it doesn't really work for me in my mental health. I like to do the freelance thing. I like to do the get up and go thing. I like to do the spontaneous thing. That's what drives me. That's what motivates me. But I think when it comes to it being easy, I think it is relatively easy when you think about it. It's not hard labor. You're not having to stand up in the sun all day. Like whenever I do dog walks, I consider that a little bit more of hard labor because I'm having to be out in 101-degree weather sometimes. And like I can't complain about it because this is what I choose. So I think it depends on what you choose to do with your life and like how you decide to devote your time to work or a role that you want to play in life to be compensated. You have to figure out like what's worth your time and money, I don't work 8 hours a day, so that also can come off easy to other people because it's like, well, you don't work 8 hours a day, you don't know how it feels to work a full-time job. No, not really. So I take what is given, and when I say that, I mean I don't get paid a lot for it. That's another thing that people think, like you make thousands of dollars all at once, and that's not the case. It's definitely one of those kind of jobs that you do because you love it and you get rewarded for loving it. Not one of those jobs that you get bonuses and you have a specific salary that's consistent. Like it's not like that at all. So you really have to do it from the kindness of your heart, but also you have to be fair to yourself when it comes to how much you want to charge for different things. So there is some type of business logic intertwined into it, but there's a balance. So hopefully that clears up some things that people think about the industry. It really is a slow build, and you really have to be intentional about how you do things, and you have to be patient. That's one thing I definitely emphasize all the time. Patience, diligence, intention, good intention, but also a high level of awareness, because you can't come into it thinking I'm gonna be a millionaire tomorrow, because that's not gonna happen. So yeah, hopefully this helps. I don't want to make this video too long. If you have any questions, I would love to continue the conversation in the comments. If you just want to share your experience, or if you're thinking about becoming a pet caretaker, you can definitely leave your comment down below. I would love to answer and engage. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, as you can see, they're still knocked out. Bye guys.